Hello Internet, welcome to real life. It is time for the update video of the parts on the Tuareg. If you're unfamiliar, I bought this bike in the spring. I've been putting parts on it in waves for the past few months, and I just finished wave 3. And so I'm gonna do a little overview of the parts and my opinions on them. I thought I may as well do my due diligence and share with you my opinions, or if you have similar bikes and might wanna put similar parts on your bike. The big one is finally, I have luggage for the bike. I've been transferring luggage between bikes to just try to reuse stuff. I have a nice big top hard case that I like using between bikes, but now I finally have a set to use around town and more specifically long distances. I did just take a long trip to Colorado. It was like a 2,200 mile trip in 8 days. Very awesome. There'll be a separate video. Ask Moto, hey, I'm going on a trip. Could I have luggage? And a nice lady named Amy said, yes. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way now. You may or may not have noticed an abrasion. This abrasion was me testing the luggage in a slide. Woo! That whole ordeal and me actually using the bags will be in that video, but right now I'm just gonna kind of explain what they are and summarize my experience with them. There's pros and cons between hard luggage and soft luggage. The pros of soft luggage are they're lighter. If you go in a fall, they're not going to get completely wrecked. And typically, they're cheaper than hard luggage. I've had both. Now that I've had hard luggage, which has its conveniences and pros, I'm a soft luggage dude because of the pros outweighing the cons. Specifically, if you're doing off-roading, I would say soft luggage is the way to go. So Moto gave me 3 things. I really only needed pannier luggage because I didn't have any way to do that. That's all I really needed, but they gave me 3 things. One, they gave me a luggage rack because the Alpine 30 needs to attach to a luggage rack. Moto sells different luggage racks for different motorcycles. They gave me the one for mine. The Alpine 30s are meant to stay on your luggage rack. The way you get the cargo in and out is by a waterproof liner inside of these bags, and that's the idea. Elseways, the bags should and are supposed to stay on the bike, which is fine with me. Inside the pannier is a hard piece of flexible plastic that gives it kind of a support at the bottom. And in my experience, the cargo kind of goes down like a funnel. So at the base, you have the smallest amount of real estate to store. And as you go up in the bag, it gets wider, which I guess helps for if you want to top load the case and then pull the bag out, you can put the bag back in. If you're not overloading it, I did stuff these bags maximally. They're 30 liters each. Anyway, one of the cons about soft luggage is they require more work. A hard case is you just open and close it, you're done. Soft case, there are several straps to make sure that your cargo is completely secure and makes it nice and tidy with a Velcro strap on each one, which is nice. But there's 4 side straps, 2 top straps, and then 1 over strap, and each one has its own Velcro lace, which is 7 straps per bag. And if you're like me, I can't not make sure every one of those straps is pretty. That's kind of a me problem. But anyway, it's very secure, but you're not going to want to fill a pannier all the way and then get in and out of it several times a day. This is like a moto camping thing. You're gonna fill it up all the way, cinch it down, leave it the way it is, and then put your daily accessibles in something like this tail bag or in a tank case. Because when we were off-road hopping over rocks and sliding around, you know, give it a good smack test, it wasn't going anywhere. It's like, okay, total peace of mind. And because I did fall over, my stuff was fine and I didn't completely ruin my case. Now let's move on to the surprise. I told Amy, I really only need side luggage, panniers, all I need. She goes, why don't you get the backcountry duffel tail bag? I was like, why not? This is really compressed because there's literally nothing in this bag right now. If you watch the video of my trip, you'll see how big it can get. It's a 30-liter duffel with a PVC waterproof liner inside. That liner can come out, but it's like a very thick liner. It also came with a 20-liter dry bag, which I use specifically for clothes. I put my clothes in that compressible dry bag, put that inside the main compartment, compress it down again with the cinch straps, and that kept my lighter dry luggage up top where the weight wasn't gonna bother me. But then because of all the MOLLE systems and stuff inside the beaver tail, I was able to keep some bigger stuff that I wanted daily access to, like my moto camping chair, water, glasses, hat, and then some other things like my microfiber towel, all my cinch straps and bands, and darn if I don't love this tail bag. I love my top case, right? I'm never gonna get rid of it. It's too darn convenient. But on a trip like that, I need a soft bag. It can turn into a backpack. There are backpack straps in the back. Never needed to do it because I wanted to keep my luggage on the bike, and I don't need to because I can open it, get inside the beaver tail, get to what I need, or open one end of this bag and pull out my clothes and leave this on the bike. But we did go to hotels where they let us keep our bikes in a safe place. Elseways, I could undo the 2 cinch straps and carry it by the handle on the front, or I could wear it as a backpack. I'm like, this is a very cool bag that I didn't know I wanted until I got it. Good news, it stopped recording and I didn't know. We got to record all over again. Okay, what I talked about were these engine covers. Are engine covers necessary? No, but I've heard horror stories about guys riding off-road and they have a tip over and then a rock just perfectly punctures the casing and they're screwed. I'm like, it's not worth it when I could pay about $100, $200 depending on the kind. I got the cheapest ones. Now I have that peace of mind. Also, I'm vain. I think they make the motorcycle look better. Blacks out a bit more. I got these through AF1 Racing and they were sponsored by Grumpy Pengu. So thank you. The next one I went to was this gear shift assist. It's by Race Torque. They sent it to me. The reason I got it is because I complain about how horrible, and I can't stress, horrible the neutral on this motorcycle is. It's the worst ever. Begging for answers online, people said get the Race Torque's gear assist lever. Now basically how it's supposed to work is it braces, and then, I don't know how this makes sense to me, imagine this arm is that lever. It's braced on the motorcycle, and when this actuates, it stabilizes it so you have less misshifts. Makes sense to me. So after checking to see if I was intoxicated by copium, I came to the conclusion after using this thing that it doesn't work for me. However, if the copium hasn't worn off, I am convinced it's not a fault of that part. I do believe the bike is just that bad. I would like to try it on my Super Duke. My Super Duke also has misshifts and a bad neutral, but not to the degree that this bike does. No bike is to this degree. It's horrible. I couldn't believe that any part would help fix this bike. I went to the dealership and asked about it, and they went, no, sucks to be you. This is just how it is. I'm like, cool. I would like to try that part on a different bike, and I've heard nothing but good things, but on this bike, didn't fix my problem. Thank you, Race Torques, though. Now, aside from the color red, how do you make your motorcycle go faster? You get levers. Again, did the bike need levers? No, it had levers, it was fine, but they weren't as cool and they weren't adjustable. This is the cheapest that I could get, I believe. I got them through AF1 Racing and they were sponsored by Gia Honda 00. Thank you very much. They're adjustable so you can adjust the throw. If you don't want the whole travel to be used, you can bring the lever in and then you can use this much, which I like using shorter throws. You can also get short levers. I prefer normal levers now with shorter throws. But anyway, it's one of those things that once you've had it, you wonder, well, how did I live without it? But it's a nice little thing. If you've ever done adjustable levers on your bike, give it a shot. When I was on my trip, my friend had a Moscow Moto tank bag, which looked very good. I'd like to try that. He also has Cyclops auxiliary lights, and I was like, those are nice. Now, I've never had auxiliary lights on my bike before. I have had them on my Jeep, and I was like, wow, these make a big difference. Saw him using them on his bike, and I was like, you know what? I think I could actually use that. So I reached out to Cyclops, asked if they wanted to give me a set. They said, sure, have this one. I'm like, fantastic, thank you. I have these wired to the high beam, so when the high beam comes on, they come on as well. Luckily for me, it wasn't difficult to put these in because this bike has an auxiliary connector if you want to attach lights like this, so it was just plug and play there, and then I had to splice, and by I mean Dan, my friend, had to splice into the high beam, so now it supplements that light, which is good if you're in a really dark place like off-road at night, and you're the only source of light. In my case, I deliver out into the country when I get out there at night. High beam is good, more would be better because you're looking for deer and trying not to die. So that's where I notice them and really appreciate them. Luckily on the Colorado trip, when you get stuck out somewhere in the middle of nowhere at night, that's when you want them. But when it's nighttime in the middle of nowhere, more light is more better. Very happy with them. Thank you, Cyclops. Now, this one I wanted to talk about, but I can't show because I don't have my trailer with me, but I still wanted to talk about it. I use something called the Pitbull trailer restraint system. I've been using it for years. In my opinion, on all the things I've used, you know, Canyon Dancers, normal straps, chocks, this is the best way to put your motorcycle locked into a trailer or anywhere. You buy a bike-specific pin kit from Pinball for your make and model of your motorcycle, and it goes on either side of your spool, or you may have a single side spool kit. My Duke has just one side that it goes on. You would then lock that into a football goalpost shaped brace, and then you roll that motorcycle up into a stand, and then it just locks into the stand. It's, again, I can't explain this as well, but I have the pin kit with me. I always buy a bike specific pin kit from Pitbull since I have the trailer restraint system, and then those bronze tags that say the bike on it are the ones I put on there because I have a bunch of them. I don't want them getting confused with each other. But in the event that I want to load a bike, I'm good to go. I mean, ever since I've used these on my bikes, I've had them back since, 5 years. I've done them for like 7 or 8 different motorcycles now. Like, I need that. So it was down the list. Pitbull gave me a discount on the pin kit this time since I asked for it, but I've been buying their stuff for a long time. I want to sing their praises because I'm a customer, been buying their stuff for a while. I'll show it later, but that's a part I finally got around to getting on this wave. And now, the final mystery surprise part. This is a part that I bought that I was gonna push into wave 4 because I thought I didn't really need it, but I thought, you know, if ever I'm gonna need this, I need it now, and that is a comfort seat for the motorcycle. It's so important because the tires are what put the bike in contact with the road, and the seat's what puts you in contact with the bike. It's arguably very important. So it's pretty typical for a motorcycle to come with a not so comfortable seat. I guess they're cutting costs and whatnot. Most manufacturers then offer a comfort version of the seat that you can buy optionally. And of course, there are manufacturers like Seat Concepts, Sargent, what's that one called? Corbin, yeah, Corbin. But hey, it's probably worth it because I'll be riding for 2,200 miles. Anyway, I was amazed that after a couple days of riding, my butt wasn't hurting. I was like, I'm fine. This is amazing, holy crap. And after the whole 8 days, my butt was fine. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. You know, I have comfort seats, I've ridden with comfort seats. They make it better. I've never had one completely fix the problem. So if you have this bike and you're riding more than 2 hours at a time, I would strongly advise you get the Aprilia aftermarket comfort seat. It works great. I am planning to do one more wave of parts, wave 4, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it because, shoot man, that's the least important wave and the bike is pretty freaking awesome. Either way, when I'm done customizing the bike, I will do a review of the bike itself. So stay tuned for that if you want. If you want to see some of these parts in action, I will have a video of my trip and a long-ass motovlog coming out soonish. It's a lot of footage to go through. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you all. I hope you're all doing well and being good. And we'll see each other later. Bye.